Alright, so basically, I made it through the first day, but it was actually, I still had to make it through the night also. So, I basically stayed up here all night on the top of the church, went down just to look around a little bit on the bottom, but here's the sun coming up, and stayed in a safe place up here all night, picked up a torch someplace, and so the sun's coming up, zombies, everybody should start lighting on fire, there's skeletons. So again, I'm not real excited here, but let's see where this goes. It's alright, so the skeletons are dying. I have 2 pieces of armor on, the helmet and the boots. And still be careful, I crafted myself a sword. Zombies are out there. A lot of villagers in here. Got 1, 2, maybe 3, 4, 5 in there or something like that. So let's just wait for this zombie to die. Go. And that's right. Still gotta be careful. So I definitely have to be careful here. There's a whole pack of zombies right there. That one's got a sword. The swords really don't do the zombies any good. Alright, so let's just try to be safe. And I don't exactly know what to do here. Where am I going with this? I want to head back north. Alright, because my spawn, you always start pointing south when you spawn. So let's go back north here just to try to get back to where I started. Although I took a picture of it. Let's just go back in that direction and see if I can identify the spot, but probably not. Anyway, let's keep going here. Master of idle chit-chat. But I'm not exactly sure. Okay, there's cows, sheep. I need 2 ingots of iron to craft a bed. So let's just wander around here. And so that confirms that there will be the usual wildlife, at least for the plains, because this biome, if you look real quick, is actually identified as the plains and not as superflat. There was a thing of lava and a thing of water where I spawned. There was lava on the right and lava on the right and water on the left, because there was that bush tree that was going up in flames right when I spawned. But again, as far as collecting seeds, where am I? Alright, heading north. And I don't know if that's the spot or not. A lot of times you're wandering around and you're like, oh, I saw that, and I could have gotten hurt. But it's just like driving. It's just like driving a vehicle. If there was actually any danger, you'd see it ahead of time anyway. That's right. This is, again, walking around. That's right. Again, but if people drive, you don't pay attention to everything that goes on when you're driving all the time. Part of your mind just goes into autopilot. And everybody knows that. And then when a vehicle approaches from the right, you're like, oh, I better pay attention now. That's right. Oh! And that's what it's like walking around in Minecraft, too. Sometimes, although a little bit less so maybe in the plains, right, there will be a crevasse. There will be a ravine that if you fall into it, you can fall 30 or 40 blocks. And that will cause you to, do you want to respawn or go to the title screen? But for the most part, if you're walking around, it's just like driving. Oh, if there's a problem, then you usually see it. I go tumbling down to my command. So anyway, let's just keep going here, and we'll find another village. And there were a lot of villages in the superflat. And I read someplace that's because there's no grass, there's no hills, and it has something to do with just the way the program works. So let's see here. No slimes, that's for sure, no slimes. Oh, it's rainy. I hope the monsters don't come out. That's right, because the monsters can come out when the light level goes below a certain level. There's 2 lava pools. Got some flowers. Flowers are good for making dye. Rainy day here. Where am I? 44 and negative 989. Try to bounce this out a little. Go this direction. I'd like to find another village, but now, since I can dig down, I can just dig myself into the ground as nighttime comes. I've got 2 shovels, and then I should hit some, again, even making, it was kind of fun. It was kind of fun. There was no cobblestone in the other world, and in the regular superflat, and so there's a way to use lava and water and make your own cobblestone. It was kind of fun, truth be known. So, but I've got a board. What's the point? I don't think there's any strongholds, so I don't think there's any way to get to the end. You can actually make a nether portal to get to they called it nether before, but now actually if you go into the nether, it's called hell. And again, kind of fun, but I don't think there's any stronghold there. And so I just got to the point this morning, what's the point of this? Where is this game going? So let's keep going here. In the other super flat, the villages seem to be every place, but now that I'm actually looking for a village is when it can be hard to find one. So let's keep going. I got plenty of food, got 7 loaves of bread, 15 carrots, and 2 or 3 apples. 3 apples. And I don't want to wander too far from where I spawned. But just keep going here. In the other super flat villages, they kind of popped up every place. Let's just keep going. So where I live, the apartment, it's an old converted hotel. It's a pretty nice one on the lake, but it's attached to a well and not to city water. And when I moved in here, the landlord didn't mention that you really shouldn't drink the water. It took a little while looking at the water in my refrigerator, like, what's wrong with this? Why is funny residue coming up when I brew my coffee or make some tea or something? But he didn't mention that you shouldn't drink the water. So I figured out after a few weeks, like, this water isn't right. It's well water, which technically might be safe to drink. It's fine for showering, for washing dishes and things like that, but not for cooking. Or actually definitely not for drinking, and it's not good for cooking either. You don't want to consume the well water. And apparently lots of people that live on the lake here that aren't connected, or at least people, when you drink out of the well water, you just don't drink the water. You'll buy it. So what I've discovered, and I've kind of thought about the quality of our tap water. I said it's just fine. Ooh, pumpkin. Alright, you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to dig underground here. And so, because I can make pumpkin pie or something. I want to. But, let's see. Basically, I've said before that tap water is it's just fine. It's just fine to drink tap water. It's so clean these days, the way they purify. But the point is here, once you start buying bottled water, once you start buying like spring water and nice, fresh, clean mountain water and things like that, and you take a good look at it, what you actually realize is that the water you buy out of a bottle is so much clearer and so much, oh look at that, it's stone. Because I was in Flatland for so long, you've seen the stone's a real nice change. What you realize is that the bottled water is so much fresher looking and so much clearer and so much cleaner looking than the stuff that comes out of the taps. And you can say that, well, it's just glorified, all spring water is glorified tap water. They just run it through some extra filters. I don't know if that's true or not, but after now having had the experience, and I cook all the time. When I cook with the well water. I cook with the bottled water. If I have to use 8 cups of water, then I take half a gallon of water out of a jug, and I use it and I put it in the pot. But it just seems so much cleaner and so much clearer than tap water that even if I reconnected, although it's easy to say, even if I, at some point, you think I'll be reconnected to a municipal system of water, I don't even know if I want to use the tap water to drink. It's almost as if the water you get out of the bottle is so much cleaner looking. And I drink a nice amount of water also, by the way. Like just plain old, when I'm not drinking coffee, I'm drinking water. If I have three drinks in my life: coffee, water, and milk. And again, even if I hook back up to a municipal system, I might keep on going ahead and just buying and using bottled water for all these other for consumption purposes. Who knows? Who knows? Happy days. But it's just one of those, you never even notice that your tap water really isn't looking that fresh until you have something to which to compare it. Something, how do I put this? What's the grammatically correct way? Until you have a comparison, something, a benchmark, a standard. You don't really realize. Maybe it's my imagination, but I don't ever remember looking at tap water before. And I've lived here it'll be a year in July. I don't ever remember looking at tap water and saying, boy, you look fresh. You look real attractive. I don't remember ever looking at tap water like you look fine. Like tap water don't look like there's anything wrong with you. You look okay. But then you start buying the bottled water. There's two main brands. Hinkley, I think it's Hinkley Springs. It's Pleasant View, Crystal Lake, and I buy the Meyer water, but I buy water wherever I go for the most part. But that's exactly right. You don't even really think about these things. You don't realize it until you start. It's dark in here. All right, now here's what I want to do. All right, we're at 12 minutes and 25 seconds here, so I'm gonna end this recording, and then we'll continue.